After graduating from university, most people move on with their lives and usually cheer their alma mater sports team. But half a century ago, a group of University of Michigan alumni decided to create a very special place where U of M families could stay connected. Jimmy Rhodes traveled north to bring us the story.
Not far from the port town of Petoskey in northern Michigan, on the lake where Ernest Hemingway spent his youthful summers, over 100 families gather each week to rest, rejuvenate, and celebrate. What brought them together in the first place was their connection to the University of Michigan. Bob Foreman was there from the beginning of Camp Michigania.
So Bob, tell me how this all got started.
It started by a group of alumni, I think with very little staff input, who back in the early 60s determined that there might be a market and an opportunity if they could find a place to run a camp. Alumni and their families might enjoy that experience.
The Alumni Family Camp, Boyne City, Michigan. 1963, its first full summer, the first in its permanent facility. Camp Michigania is a nonprofit camp open to all Michigan alumni.
In nearly 50 years, it seems not much has changed, but there have been a few additions.
Four nights a week, lectures by faculty members spending a week at the camp.
The tradition of faculty talks continues to this day, covering a wide range of topics. One popular longtime presenter is former radio and television host Hazen Schumacher.
What's the value of these faculty forums?
Well, I think one of the values is increasing people's cultural awareness of a couple things. But they have other faculty who will talk about modern-day politics, modern-day scientific achievements, medical achievements, things like that. So they genuinely increase people's knowledge about some areas. It seems to me the people who come up here, they are curious. A lot of people think our alumni are interested only in athletics, and that's not true at all. The main thing is they're interested. They're people who have remained sharp, and they're wonderful to be with.
Camp Michigania also offers educational programs for children, with a recently built nature center and a new building for arts and crafts. But the newest building at camp is one that seeks LEED certification, an accomplishment of great pride for Camp Executive Director Mitch Rosenwasser.
So what about this makes it LEEDs? What am I seeing?
So the certification came from a lot of different things. The lights up here are all compact fluorescent bulbs. Up in the clear story, there's actually LED bulbs up there as well. And the clear story is there to provide natural lighting.
All right, and from all these facing windows
all
here?
These windows, even from the other side, the west-facing windows. But the clear story provides kind of a vacuum that will suck the hot air up, push it right out of the building. Only one side's open, and it kind of sucks it right out.
I love all this pine. I see a lot of pine around here. Is this from around here?
So all materials for this building were procured locally within a 500-mile radius. That's one of the lead points that allows us to get the certification. We are already starting to do a lot more of local food sourcing.
Okay.
Next year we will do something in terms of a garden. Maybe it's an herb garden next year.
Okay.
But we eventually want to be growing more and more of our own food.
With a 50-year history at an idyllic location, perhaps it's not surprising to find families returning from one generation to the next.
Well, we started coming about 35 years ago, and we've been here most of the last 35 years, first bringing our kids and then their kids.
It's the opportunity for all of us to get together in a site that we enjoy and have tradition, has lots of meaning for us with Michigan. But this is northern Michigan. It's a special place. So our grandkids, they come all the way from Seattle, Washington to experience Michigan and the University of Michigan and all the things that it has to offer.
When did you know that this was a go, this was a success, and it was being embraced by the University of Michigan alumni?
Probably in the first and second year when we began to have waiting lists for people
Really, that
to come
quickly?
here. Yes, it really started off as a success.
Alas, success has two sides to it, with not everyone being able to get in every season.
We always have more applications than we can handle, and we do run a lottery process. We generally fill up weeks 3 through 10. There's sometimes a little space weeks 1 and 2. Usually there's opportunities to come week 11.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. One more time. One more time. The rocket ship way. The rocket ship way.
It's
It's just a wonderful place to gather with family and friends, and there's lots of activities going on, and the children obviously feel the special magic here as well.
The traditions, I mean, really everything's been the same since I was little. They have the same activities with Olympics and a volleyball game and hay rides. They have a water carnival every Friday at the end.
Man down, man down.
It's like the greatest vacation I take every single year. I love it, my kids love it. It's like an old-fashioned, family-styled, wholesome break from life.
Okay, because it's not real life up here.
No, it is not. It's like a fantasy come true.
The name of this outing is Keg and Coke, and it's a tradition. Friday night, all the parents get together for their own party, away from the kids, and it's kind of just a way to conclude the camp.
Reach up real high again. Reach up high.
People plan these skits for a long time, usually like years before they're starting to think about what they do.
You know, getting together to say goodbye, because it's a great week. Everyone's having so much fun throughout the week.
See, my favorite thing is probably the first day of camp, coming around the corner and seeing Walloon for the first time.
Walloon Lake, right here behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inevitably, in the passing of years, new generations are born and older ones pass on, sometimes too early.
I went over to pay my respects to a fairly young guy that in his early 40s or late 30s that passed away pretty suddenly. And I always get choked up when I tell the story. The 7 and 4-year-old boys, last thing that happened before they closed the casket was they put their Michiganian name tags in there. And that just speaks volumes for how important this place is to people.
Singing, hey, Michigania, it sure is fun to play in ya.